Heather, Dolly represents how you keep going when life doesn't.
I always say this is act 2 of my life, and act 1 was in Texas.
Heather says her life in Texas ended in 2022 when the pressure of a toxic workplace became too much for her husband, Gabriel.
On July 8th, 2022, my husband, Gabriel, he took his life because of our job.
In the darkest days after, Heather says even simple things like finding a reason to smile felt impossible. But then, an unlikely connection to Dolly Parton.
My cousin was actually working. He was running a group of dry cleaners around. They would dry clean Dolly's all of her stage outfits. He had told what happened with my husband, and he went back and told Dolly.
And Dolly sent back something small, but life-changing.
The next time he came in, he had an autographed book for me from Dolly that said, "Hang in there, Heather, love, Dolly."
For Heather, that message landed right when she needed it most.
It's hard to smile when you've been going through something like that. She, hand wrote a message and thought of me just for a moment in that time when I was going through so much. That was so special. I will never part with that book for the rest of my life.
And now, in this little room where people walk in surprised and walk out smiling, Heather says it's not just about Dolly. It's about finding the light, no matter the circumstances. For WSMV4, I'm Steve Mailing.
2 o'clock right now. If you're just joining us, we are following breaking news at this point. The family of Dolly Parton says the queen of country music has passed away. It was a highly orchestrated announcement, a highly produced video that was just posted earlier today, and it's literally just come out in just over the last hour.
Yeah, we want to show it to you because I think it really shows that the family knew something was happening. Let's take a look at what the family shared.
Hey everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
That's, I mean, beautifully done, right? Yeah. Beautifully done under incredibly tragic circumstances. You know, her nephew talking about this, and but as we said, we have been reporting over the last couple weeks that she has been issuing videos responding to some honors and some exciting developments.
Instead of being in person. Instead
of being in person. And I think we all really thought and we really hoped she's okay. She's beaten everything else. She can beat whatever this is as well. And this indicates that there was a plan in place. And look, there's a shot there of the Dolly Parton Children's Hospital. We want to keep bringing you these tributes of what people are saying. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, Dolly Parton's legacy is not celebrity, but humanity. She came from poverty to become the most important native of Tennessee. She shared her fortunes for the good of all of us and shared her soul in every note she sang. That's from Kyle Young, the CEO.
How about the Tennessee Ag here? Tennessee has lost a true icon. Dolly Parton's extraordinary talent, I should say Tennessee Attorney General, the AG. Her extraordinary talent, generosity, and love for her home state touched generations far beyond the borders of Tennessee. Her music will live on, but so will the countless lives she changed through her kindness and service to others. He goes on to say, my thoughts and prayers are with Dolly's family, friends, and millions of fans around the world. Tennessee will forever be proud to call her one of her own.
Let's talk about Bill Haggerty. Tennessee has lost one of the greatest legends, a woman who never lost sight of her faith, her roots, or the volunteer spirit. Dolly Parton was a true Tennessee treasure, and her legacy will be forever defined by her love of faith, family, and the place she proudly called home.
And the Red Clay Strays also reacting today. They say we have a bridge back home that you cross on I-65 right before you get into Mobile, nicknamed the Dolly Parton Bridge. Dolly always reminded us of getting home after a long run. She went home today. One of the most influential writers and performers of our time. They say, rest in peace, Dolly. She, you know, that woman wrote more than 3,000 songs. I mean, just a prolific writer.
And right from the White House, we're hearing from President Donald Trump, rest in peace, Dolly. The world loves you. There it is, a classic photo of her in front of the American flag. And I think about this a lot when we talk about her pride in being a Tennessean, a native of this state. She was very patriotic. That was a huge part of her persona. Speaking of other legends, we're hearing now from Reba McEntire. You can read here, there they are back in the day, looking fantastic. Well, I just got the news that my buddy Dolly Parton passed to the higher and greater side. Dolly, thank you for all the wonderful things you did for us here on Earth. Your love, your music, you gave so much of that huge heart, huge heart. There will never be another you. We will remember and cherish every memory and every note that you ever played and sang. Thank you, Lord, for Dolly. She's going to have a blast in heaven, singing all her favorite songs with all her family and friends who have gone on before her. I'll never forget the first time I met you. I'll never forget our last conversation. I hold it with love in my heart. I will always love you, Reba.
Do you know what strikes me about her life is, and you've begun to point this out, Jeremy, is so many things that most people would have felt shame for. Not only did she look at it and say, I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm going to make it the thing that's the differentiator for me.
That's right.
The fact that she came from poverty, the fact she had nothing. And that was not even just a part of her story. That was her entire identity that she allowed. I think this is probably why the LGBTQ community has aligned themselves so magnificently with this woman, because she took something that could have been draped in shame and she said, no, that's not how my story is going to go. And because she's refused to be defined, that's one of the things that made her just the queen of this industry.
So my dad would play WSM when we were growing up, and of course we would listen to Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson, and my family comes from a very rural area, right? So I think about that impact, that she was so beloved by the rural folks of wherever you lived across the country, wherever you lived across the world. And I think that is another indication where she has just touched the extremely rich to the extremely poor and all of us in between.
Because she was a human.
She was a human.
And she thought more about the human element and not as much about what something represented.
We're going to talk now about the Dolly Parton's also always stepping in to help people get back on their feet, right? So she announced a $1 million donation to put towards relief efforts. Dollywood is also donating $1 million and is now a donation center.
They've written a whole teleprompter up there for me to talk about, but I don't need to say a whole bunch of that stuff because I like to speak from my heart. And I just want you to know that I am totally with you because I am part of you. I love you.
I want to point out as well that is obviously from Hurricane Helene, where that hurricane just devastated parts of East Tennessee. And another example of when East Tennessee was in trouble, whether it was wildfires or Hurricane Helene, Dolly Parton was there with her money, always helping the victims, whether from flooding, natural disaster.
Our Holly Thompson has sat down with her many times as well. And in one of those instances, Holly Thompson surprised Dolly with some snowbird goodies. So take a look at this. Okay, so what it was I remember the video well because Holly handed over a pair of snowbird slippers. Here is the video, actually. Let's see. You guys let me know in the back if we're able to play this in full where we can actually hear her reaction to those snowbird goodies. But she did talk about how much she loved Snowbird because Snowbird, the jingle would play and say, you know, there's no school.
Yeah, she's a child of Tennessee, right? I mean, she grew up waiting for Snowbird, or at least knowing about Snowbird, and really talked about that quite a bit. You know, obviously, just an incredible.
Wow.
I mean, like we said, the statements keep coming in.
Yeah, so here's one from the Muppets. They say, there will never be another quite like Dolly Parton. She was the ultimate singer, songwriter, actress, performer, and philanthropist. She filled the world with light, and we are so grateful for every second we got to spend with her on stage and off.
All right, talk about another legend, John Rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dolly, and again, John Rich, politically far left. You know, we're hearing from
far right,
and people from the far left. This is again an example of this. Dolly Parton, an American original, absolute country music hero, has sadly passed away. Rest in peace. The whole world will miss you.
How about George Strait?
George Strait,
talk about
King
a contemporary.
George.
You've had such a huge impact on so many people all over the world. Dolly Parton, we will all miss you. May God bless the Parton family.
Let's talk about the hospital that is named after Dolly Parton. So this was from 2026, February of this year, East Tennessee Children's Hospital got a new name. The Knoxville-based facility officially rebranded as the Dolly Parton Children's Hospital. So that came in a video message from Parton, who praised the hospital's doctors, nurses, and volunteers. So this partnership reflected a really shared commitment to caring for the sick, delivered with compassion. Hospital leaders emphasized that this is more than just a cosmetic change. It stressed that families should not expect changes to their care.
And we're hearing from Bridgestone now also reacting. Tennessee will always love you, Dolly. One of course, the major performance venues here. There's no telling how many times she's played at some of these big places throughout the years.
Absolutely. Again, from the White House, from President Trump, quote, "I am lowering the American flag throughout the United States for 1 week, beginning at 6 o'clock. Wow, that's significant.
Yeah.
All across the states, we're going to be at a half-mast, and we're going to see this. Said the world loves you. One of the greatest country singers, and far beyond ever. There has never been anyone like her.
And there never will be again.
Never will be.
She created an entire economy of philanthropy for people who had significant wealth. And what was incredible to witness of her and her life was that the more she earned, the more she gave. And it was almost like the more she gave, the more she earned, right? And so then it became, it became a self-fulfilling thing because people adored her for her generosity. And then anything she would put her name on, any of the licensing, whether it was a hotel, whether it was the cake mix that you see in the baking aisle, right? I mean, anything she put her name on, it was always going to be a success because she was so beloved.
Yeah, and I think about this when we just saw the statement from George Strait. You know, when she came up in country music, it was still very much a man's world.
100%.
Right, and so, and she paved that way, and Reba talked about that, and musicians like she and Reba, June Carter Cash, they fought for their position in country music, and Dolly just transformed, right? She wrote these songs that so many artists have covered and have done, and I think about, of all places, karaoke. When people talk about the karaoke they do, I mean, who doesn't do 9 to 5? Right? Who doesn't do, so her impact is just so vast on all of our lives. And we all can remember all the times in our lives when we've heard a Dolly Parton song or saw a Dolly Parton movie or saw her musical. You know, she's deeply woven into our own DNA.
Well, and we have covered Dolly many times. WSMV's Holly Thompson talked everything with Dolly. Family, Tennessee pride, her legacy, and her love for our TV station, WSMV.
In my coat of many colors, Mama made for me.
Dolly Parton, a name that brings smiles to millions with her relatable music, quick wit and charm, and overflowing generous heart.
Well, my love hopefully shows all over the place.
Her beginnings with deep roots tied to WSMV4.
Daddy was an old-time preacher man.
Dolly started on The Porter Wagner Show in 1967 in our WSM-TV studios.
This whole world would be yours to have and hold.
The This national treasure, now turning 80, telling me over the years the critical role of family in her life.
Family is everything to me. You know, I'm very, very close to my family, my nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles. We're just a big old family. And so we always try to help each other personally through anything that we're going through.
Behind the beauty, the rhinestones, awards, and numerous #1 hits is a compassionate soul who's as real and down to earth as they come.
I'm proud to be a Tennessee girl.
I asked Dolly in 2023 what kept her going.
I live on spiritual and creative energy, and that just spurs me on, and I love to work. I love what I do. I never did it for the money. I always wanted to make a lot of money, but I would still be doing it if I was just working as a waitress, saving my tips to do a demo to send it to Nashville with some of my songs. Surely I would.
From music to acting and philanthropy, Dolly's held numerous titles. I asked what she wanted her legacy to be.
Well, I want to be remembered as a good person, a person that tried to do good, try to make the most of every good thing I was given, all my talent. But I'm very proud of the Imagination Library, where we give books to children. I think that'll be as big a part of my legacy as my songwriting and my singing.
The Queen of Country telling me she's been a WSMV4 morning show fan for years.
You're just like somebody we have to see in the morning. It's like I have to have my coffee, I have to have my holly.
And we found even the one and only Dolly can still be surprised.
We love you, Dolly.
Well, I love you too. And Snowbird, I still love Snowbird. So if you get merchandise, you know I'm still... No, I did not know you were doing that. I swear. I've loved it. Oh.
You've got some more slippers. You've probably worn the others out, and a snowbird blanket.
I love no snowbird. No school. No school.
Holly Thompson, WSMV4.
Talking about her. And we're going to be talking about her for the rest of the day, next couple weeks.
I mean, this is going to go on for quite a while.
I
mean, remember, the state legislature tried to honor her in 2021 in a way that she said, don't do it, I'm not dead yet.
Right.
So whether we're going to have a statue of her, I mean, I would not be surprised if there are streets that begun to be renamed, if there's a rotunda that's renamed. I mean, this woman had the largest impact, I would say, of any living Tennessean right now currently.
Absolutely. I mean, she is the greatest Tennessean that has probably ever lived. I want to tell you about this. That Dolly Parton was at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum last May. She was there to celebrate the opening of her new exhibit on her life and career. It's called the Dolly Parton Journey of a Seeker. It focuses on turning points throughout her more than 60-year career. The exhibit includes clothes and awards and handwritten lyrics, instruments, photographs, and more. It will be open through September of this year.
I had forgotten about this until I started seeing this video. So she was in gold, now silver. She's about to be in bronze. Yeah. So in 2024 Paris Olympics, they were turning to Dolly to have them help to cheer on Team USA. The icon that she is, she was among those helping to bring people into the spirit, singing We Are the Champions.
The Queen.
The Queen singing Queen, yeah, which I love that. She said, can't wait to cheer everyone on. You are all champions. Again, that was from 2024.
Let's hop back to November of 2023 because we gotta love Dolly, right?
Oh,
you
look
see
at
who
this.
she's there with? Mr. Peyton Manning. Big Orange rolled out all the stops against top-ranked Georgia.
And
love that.
You know, this is something you've been pointing out, Jeremy, is like lately a lot of people have wanted to honor her. Sure. And we've been seeing her appearing in video messages. Just last week is a great example of this. She received another honor. Several of the biggest names in country music were celebrating live performances by the big names at the 19th Academy of Country Music Honors. That was Sheryl Crow. Right there you see Trisha Yearwood, Dierks Bentley, Megan Maroney. So many artists were honored, and Dolly was one of the ones who was honored. She received the ACM Poets Award, and she couldn't attend, and now this is putting it all in perspective, but she did send a video accepting the award.
Songwriting has been my therapy. Songwriting has been my release, my joy. Songwriting has been a gift from God that has allowed me to touch people with words and music. So thank you, God. And thank you, fans around the world, and everyone at ACM's for giving me this very special award.
Could you even know she was sick? Look at her. This isn't that long ago.
And
right?
this is something that I think only time and to the degree that she's going to allow people to know, because it was very clear this was orchestrated. She's going to have the information released at the interval that she wanted it released, because we've already seen in the announcement of her death that just came down barely an hour and a half ago that there are ways she wants things done. And she's been saying she's been dealing with health issues, which now puts everything into perspective. So we don't yet know what those health issues were. We don't know, you know, in the end, what did take her life. But we know even in the unveiling of her night flight expedition ride at Dollywood, she also couldn't make that. Just, what was that, a week or so, 2 weeks ago?
Right.
And also a video message saying, you know, hey, I'm taking care of my health right now, but makeup, wigs, the woman was a performer.
She was a performer.
And you never knew.
And I keep thinking about this, that of course her husband Carl passed away last March, and this was her lifelong partner, her love of her life. And when you have been married that long, and your partner goes, and she says this, that there they are.
She struggled a lot.
She struggled a lot, and she put her own health on hold to deal with that. And so when you lose somebody that you have been with for that long, it changes you. It changes you physically. And so then, of course, she's lost the love of her life, and now she's facing these health issues. And you can understand, everybody understood what she was going through, but because, like you said, she was the ultimate show woman, she was always looking good.
Well, she wouldn't allow you to see her when she wasn't.
That's right.
So you know, it's our only view of her is the perfection of it, the showmanship of it. One of the many artists that she impacted, Casey Musgraves, is sharing this, at least today, saying the world feels a lot less sparkly all of a sudden. Casey just rolled out her new tour just in the last several days.
And we talked about that. All of the women that have been coming after her and the women she walked with on this path, and Reba McEntire was one of them. And Reba writing that she just got the news that her buddy Dolly had passed on to the higher and greater side. Dolly, thank you for all the wonderful things you did for us here on earth. Your love, your music. You gave so much with your huge, huge heart. There will never be another you. We will remember and cherish every memory and every note you ever played and sang. Thank you, Lord, for Dolly. She's going to have a blast in heaven singing all her favorite songs with all her family and her friends who have gone on before her. I'll never forget the first time I met you, and I'll never forget our last conversation. I hold it with love in my heart. I will always love you. I think about what's coming, Lauren, when we talk about the funeral or whatever celebration of life is held. Who will be at that?
Yeah,
it will be, talk about Taylor Swift wedding having who's who. Forget that. This is going to
Everyone's going to want to be a part of this.
Everyone wants to be there to really pay, homage to her.
So guys in the back, let's make sure to bring this up full screen. Jeremy and I are seeing this for the first time, so what we're about to read to you, we're also experiencing it with you.
Right.
So this is on the Dolly Parton official Twitter page, and it says, global icon and humanitarian Dolly Parton, known to the world as a beloved singer-songwriter, philanthropist, actress, playwright, and author, died peacefully today in Nashville. She was 80 years old. It names her beloved husband of 59 years, Carl Dean, who lost his life last year, as you were mentioning, Jeremy. But here's the part that this large paragraph, this rhinestone life paragraph is what I'm going to read to you now. A rhinestone life that shone bright enough for the world to see. Dolly will forever stand as an inspiration, not only through her timeless music and prolific songwriting, but also her wit, warmth, and kindness that made us all feel like family. Dolly Parton's legacy is one of love, compassion, and resilience with a 7-decade career. She inspired multiple generations of artists and fans with her music and unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. Her songs will continue to resonate with people of all ages, and her philanthropic work will have a lasting impact.
This part is not interesting, Lauren. I'm not sure if you've read this part
No,
yet,
go for it.
But this part, at Dolly's request, a small private service will be held for immediate family. Dolly's friends and family from all around the world are encouraged to pay tribute to Dolly on social media by tagging at Dolly Parton or by leaving a message at dollyparton.com. That is so indicative, I think, of the privacy that she kept in her private life. She rarely talked about Carl other than just praising him and talking about how he was the love of her life. And here we now know, at her own request, there will be a small private service just for immediate family.
And in events like this, when someone has made an impact on you and you want to do something to remember that person or mark them, I think this is probably the most impactful for the rest of us, right, who don't know Dolly personally. And it's that final line. In lieu of flowers, the family asks for donations to be made to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So you see there, imaginationlibrary.com. Certainly there will be a donation page there. And that's what Dolly is asking for. That's the impact she wanted to leave and wants you to leave an impact as well.
And I also think now that we know what's going to happen to honor her in terms of a funeral, now we're going to have the tribute concerts. Now we're going to have the tribute events. And this is where we're going to see people come out of all sides of entertainment and all parts of the world coming out to celebrate her. So when Dolly's up in heaven, she's going to be enjoying everybody down here just celebrating her life and her music.
So to your point about staying pretty private, in March of last year, she had released a new song that honored her late husband, Carl Dean, who died at 82 years old, and they'd been together for so long. But the track that she released was called If You Hadn't Been There, and that's what she dedicated to him.
We're hearing from the Predators. Our thoughts are with Dolly's family, her friends, and the millions of fans whose lives she's impacted through her music and passion for helping others. So no doubt, you know, we're going to hear from all of the major institutions, and we will be hearing from that, from the White House to the Grand Ole Opry, to the Predators, to the Attorney General of Tennessee, the governor. Everyone will be weighing in because of the impact she's had.
And let's look at some of the impact right now.
When you reach a certain level of stardom, just a single name is needed, and she is one of the biggest, Dolly.
The first time I was introduced to Dolly Parton, I was maybe 9 going on, well, 10 years old.
My mother had a 45. 9 to 5 was on side A, and I believe Sing for the Common Man was on side B. And my mom would play that constantly.
Both Chris Lacey and Shannon Sanders are titans in the music scene in Nashville. Lacey is president of Warner Records Nashville, where her stable of entertainers includes Kenny Chesney and Dan and Shay. Sanders, an executive at BMI, is a 3-time Grammy winner and 2-time Emmy winner in his own right. And he says Dolly has it all.
Everything about Dolly, I mean, you know, outside of being stunningly beautiful, she has one of the most unique singing voices ever recorded. And then outside of that, she's one of the most prolific songwriters that we've ever known.
Last spring, Dolly gave us a glimpse of how she approaches songwriting.
Well, I think every songwriter wants to believe that they can write, you know, for the whole wide world and write about people in any situation.
She's everyone, right? She's everyone in their struggles. She's everyone in their triumphs. She leans into the human being. I don't remember songs that she's written that are vindictive or that tear apart another individual.
Take the song I Will Always Love You, written by Dolly and remade by Whitney Houston into one of the greatest R&B songs of all time. Her songwriting shatters genres.
You take a song like Jolene, it's always been a classic, but then to have it be reimagined by Beyonce recently on her album, from which she just won a Grammy not too long ago, it just shows the sustainability of Dolly's music and the long trail of her legacy.
And that legacy can be heard in artists on the radio every single day.
One of the first ones was I would hear in Leanne Womack, the way that Leanne sings. Now I hear her playfulness and her spirit and somewhat of her vocal in Lainey Wilson. And Emily Ann Roberts certainly is one of the most evocative of that true Dolly demeanor.
In an industry that can oftentimes be controversial, complex, and cutthroat, while at the same time be rewarding, Dolly Parton has truly mastered the music industry by simply being herself.
There's no weak spot. You pick anything about Dolly Parton, and it's a great template. Again, it's whether it's her charity work or her inclusivity or her writing or her singing or her performing or her jokes or her candor, her speech. I mean, there's not a weak spot in Dolly Parton.
All of that hospitality, you know, all that charm, all that East Tennessee charm, you know, and just for her to just sprinkle that East Tennessee charm on the world has been a blessing to us all.
Sanders also tells me that many folks don't realize the impact Dolly has had on black music. And when you look at her music as a whole, even to this day, the impact is immeasurable. For WSMV4, I'm Marius Payton.
Dolly Parton, the country music icon, the queen of that genre, dead now at the age of 80.
We have something special for you. WSMV in January put together tribute to Dolly Parton, highlighting her life. We're going to bring it to you now, but our coverage is going to continue throughout the afternoon and the evening, so keep it right here. But for now, enjoy this special report we put together on Dolly Parton.
She's known as Tennessee's favorite daughter.
She had to work terribly hard to get where she is.
Staying true to her roots, with her family close.
We always try to help each other personally through anything that we're going through.
All while inspiring musicians today.
It just shows the sustainability of Dolly's music.
By writing songs that come from a real place.
That's what country music is. We're here to tell a story, to really connect with hearts and souls.
And taking her love beyond the stage.
She's everyone in their struggles. She's everyone in their triumphs.
To bring hope to kids in need.
Donors like Dolly with that type of generosity, that makes that all possible.
And providing little ones with the tools for success.
By reading, it opens up the world to you.
Today, we celebrate the queen of country music and her contributions to Tennessee, the country, and the world.
Well, she's a legendary music icon, business powerhouse, and has a heart of gold. We're talking about, of course, Dolly Parton, as we celebrate the beloved queen of country's 80th birthday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Lowry. Our Holly Thompson has sat down with Dolly several times over the years. It's a life stitched together with storytelling, songs, perseverance, and lots of love. When we kick off our celebration of all things Dolly with some of the big moments together, including Dolly's connection with WSMV4.
In my coat of many colors, Mama made for me.
Dolly Parton, a name that brings smiles to millions with her relatable music, quick wit and charm, and overflowing generous heart.
Well, my love hopefully shows all over the place.
Her beginnings with deep roots tied to WSMV4.
Daddy was an old-time preacher man.
Dolly started on The Porter Wagner Show in 1967 in our WSM TV studios.
This whole world would be yours to have and hold.
This national treasure now turning 80, telling me over the years the critical role of family in her life.
Family's everything to me. You know, I'm very, very close to my family, my nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles. We're just a big old family. And so we always try to help each other personally through anything that we're going through.
Behind the beauty, the rhinestones, awards, and numerous #1 hits is a compassionate soul who's as real and down to earth as they come.
I'm proud to be a Tennessee girl.
I asked Dolly in 2023 what kept her going.
I live on spiritual and creative energy, and that just spurs me on, and I love to work. I love what I do. I never did it for the money. I always wanted to make a lot of money, but I would still be doing it if I was just working as a waitress, saving my tips to do a demo to send it to Nashville with some of my songs. Truly, I would.
From music to acting and philanthropy, Dolly's held numerous titles. I asked what she wanted her legacy to be.
Well, I want to be remembered as a good person, a person that tried to do good, try to make the most of every good thing I was given, all my talent. But I'm very proud of the Imagination Library, where we give books to children. I think that'll be as big a part of my legacy as my songwriting and my singing.
The Queen of Country telling me she's been a WSMV4 morning show fan for years.
You're just like somebody we have to see in the morning. It's like I have to have my coffee, I have to have my Holly.
And we found even the one and only Dolly can still be surprised.
We love you, Dolly.
Well, I love you too. And Snowbird, I still love Snowbird. So if you get merchandise, you know I'm still... No, I did not know you were doing that. I swear. I've loved it.
Oh. You've got some more slippers. You've probably worn the others out, and a Snowbird blanket.
I love my Snowbird. No screw, no screw.
So what makes Dolly's artistry just so unique? Well, her music made her a star. Her contribution can still be heard and felt on the airwaves even today. Marius Payton takes a closer look.
When you read reach a certain level of stardom, just a single name is needed, and she is one of the biggest, Dolly.
The first time I was introduced to Dolly Parton, I was maybe 9, going on, 10 years old.
My mother had a 45. 9 to 5 was on side A, and I believe Sing for the Common Man was on side B. And my mom would play that constantly.
Both Chris Lacey and Shannon Sanders are titans in the music scene in Nashville. Lacey is president of Warner Records Nashville, where her stable of entertainers includes Kenny Chesney and Dan and Shay. Sanders, an executive at BMI, is a 3-time Grammy winner and 2-time Emmy winner in his own right. And he says Dolly has it all.
Everything about Dolly, I mean, you know, outside of being stunningly beautiful, she has one of the most unique singing voices ever recorded. And then outside of that, she's one of the most prolific songwriters that we've ever known.
Last spring, Dolly gave us a glimpse of how she approaches songwriting.
Well, I think every songwriter wants to believe that they can write, you know, for the whole wide world and write about people in any situation.
She's everyone, right? She's everyone in their struggles. She's everyone in their triumphs. She leans into the human being. I don't remember songs that she's written that are vindictive or that tear apart another individual.
Take the song I Will Always Love You, written by Dolly and remade by Whitney Houston into one of the greatest R&B songs of all time. Her songwriting shatters genres.
You take a song like Jolene, it's always been a classic, but then to have it be reimagined by Beyonce recently on her album, from which she just won a Grammy not too long ago, it just shows the sustainability of Dolly's music and the long trail of her legacy.
And that legacy can be heard in artists on the radio every single day.
One of the first ones I would hear in Leanne Womack, the way that Leanne sings. Now I hear her playfulness and her spirit, and somewhat of her vocal in Lainey Wilson. And Emily Ann Roberts certainly is one of the most evocative of that true Dolly demeanor.
In an industry that can oftentimes be controversial, complex, and cutthroat, while at the same time be rewarding, Dolly Parton has truly mastered the music industry by simply being herself.
There's no weak spot. You pick anything about Dolly Parton, and it's a great template. Again, it's whether it's her charity work or her inclusivity or her writing or her singing or her performing or her jokes or her candor, her speech. I mean, there's not a weak spot in Dolly Parton.
All of that hospitality, you know, all that charm, all that East Tennessee charm, you know, and just for her to just sprinkle that East Tennessee charm on the world has been a blessing to us all.
Sanders also tells me that many folks don't realize the impact Dolly has had on black music. And when you look at her music as a whole, even to this day, the impact is immeasurable. For WSMV4, I'm Marius Payton.
Just days before Governor Lee proclaimed January 19th as Dolly Parton Day, he announced Dolly's role in a new documentary. It celebrates 250 years of America. The short film is centered on Tennessee's role in our nation's history. Here's a snippet narrated by the one and only Dolly Parton.
From the very beginning, Tennessee has been an important part of America's soundtrack. As our nation marks 250 years, we're celebrating all the ways Tennessee has been part of the journey, lending a hand, singing a song, and keeping the volunteer spirit alive.
Well, the film highlights and states history and celebrates the people, places, and events that have contributed to our country. Governor Lee says he's grateful to Dolly for lending her powerful voice to Tennessee's story. And Dolly Parton's influence goes far beyond the stage. In fact, her drive in the business world has become a catalyst for record growth in her hometown and Tennessee's economy. Continuing our celebration of Dolly Parton's birthday, here's Steve Mailing.
The Queen of Country dons many outfits.
You got dreams he'll never take away.
And off the stage, many hats.
She said, I always dream myself into a corner. And it's absolutely true.
Like many things Dolly has done, her heart is always in it, and her heart always finds its way home.
Dollywood, back in 1986 was to give something special back to her hometown. She wanted a place for her people to be able to work.
Celebrating 40 years this May, Dollywood exploded on the scene in 1986 in Parton's home county of Sevier, netting over 1 million visitors in its inaugural year.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dollywood.
And ever since, man, has it become a destination.
We're the #1 attraction in the state of Tennessee. We have over 4 million visitors that are inbound to see us each and every year in our 2 resorts that we operate today, that we have 5 total master planned in our long-range plan. We have 1 million people a year sleeping in one of our beds.
It was a dream that Dolly made a reality, which became a bit of a trend for the Smoky Mountain native.
A lot of people think, oh, Dolly Parton, she's been famous her whole life. Well, actually, she had to work terribly hard to get where she is.
Dolly Wine, Dolly Hotels, Splash in Country, the Dolly Resort. Sure, while these endeavors put on a masterclass in branding, they also provide thousands of local jobs and tens of millions of dollars in revenue. So much so that Sevier County is the state's 3rd highest revenue driver for tourism.
It's putting wings to her dreams. It's figuring out a way to execute on those big things that she's constantly thinking about. I mean, that's why we call her our dreamer in chief, because she's so good at that and gets stronger every year.
And what makes her business venture stand out from most is that at the heart of it all, Dolly's ability to give back to the place she loves.
If you think about faith, family, and doing good for the communities where you live and work, I mean, those 3 tenets are hugely important to both Dolly Parton and the Hershans.
So as soon as she got into a position where she could help, as I said, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a responsibility.
If you ask Eugene Naughton or Jeff Conyers, in their combined 22 years of working alongside Dolly, they already know the next big thing is already in the works.
She's like, I want to wait till the right time to do this. So I can absolutely 100% promise you there will be more. There is always going to be more. As long as she's got her breath in her, there's going to be more coming.
And anyone close to her will tell you, while her brand is one of a kind, so is her kindness, which has inspired people across the globe.
I was invited to go to Listowel, Ireland, and I was on stage with the Guinness Book of World Records and all of these people that we broke the world record for the number of people dressed up like Dolly Parton. And here's the trick of it. You know why they did it? They were raising funds for families that are going through treatment for cancer.
You could say she dreams big, and you could say she never does something halfway. But what's become evident to so many she's touched is, as she's put it, you can be rich in spirit, kindness, and love. And all those things you can't put a dollar sign on.
Everybody who works with her understands that her philanthropy and her giving is a part of who she is. And so they just naturally go into it knowing that part of this is going to be, there's going to be a philanthropic component to this. Yeah. So it's built into almost everything that we do, a giving component. So
in the spirit of Dolly's birthday, here's a reminder that if you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. For WSMV4, I'm Steve Bailey.
I love that. For more than 30 years, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library has aimed to improve child literacy rates all across the country and the world. The Dollywood Foundation says it now offers free books to children in 22 states and 5 countries, with Braille and bilingual books as well. As we celebrate the country music legend's 80th birthday, our Danielle Ledbetter looks at the program and how giving children access to books early can help shape better outcomes.
Striped Fish and her friends are playing hide and seek. Who's behind the shipwreck? Let's take a peek.
Story time may sound simple.
The flap and see, there's a shipwreck and there's a dolphin.
But for millions of children across the country, access to books isn't guaranteed.
It's fun.
That gap led to an unlikely solution. Even Dolly Parton herself never imagined what it would become.
I never thought about being the book lady, the painted lady, yes. The over-exaggerated, overdressed lady, yes. But that just goes to show you that you can't judge a book by looking at the cover, right?
In its 31st year, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library has worked to put books directly into the hands of children during their most critical learning years. Over 270 million books to be exact, and spanning across most states and 5 countries.
How does a lion sound? Rawr, you know, we get this big, loud roar.
For volunteers like Allison Baker, that impact shows up one story at a time.
It is so rewarding for me. Like, clearly the kids are getting exposed to books and reading and the love of reading. But for me, it's also just exactly what I was looking for, a way to give back.
As a volunteer, she gets to fill in gaps for families.
Parents are busy, and in a lot of families, both parents are working. And so there may be, and depending on how many children are in the home, there may be less time for the kids to get individual attention or even just focused attention on something like reading.
Through the Imagination Library, children receive a free, age-appropriate book every month from birth until the age of 5 at no cost to the family.
Everyone loves Dolly. She's a national treasure. And knowing that, you know, she started this program very humbly with the county where she grew up, and now it's spread to international.
Angela Brady, director of the White House Public Library, says consistent access to books can make a lasting difference.
It fosters that love for reading.
Experts say children who are read to early are more likely to succeed in school.
By reading, it opens up the world to you. You can do anything. It removes all of those barriers.
And as we celebrate Dolly's 80th birthday, the program she started in honor of her father's struggle with reading continues to shape futures, one book at a time. Danielle Ledbetter, WSMV4.
And here's a look at some of the other ways Dolly gives back. She originally created the Dollywood Foundation in 1988, helping inspire kids to graduate high school in East Tennessee. And it is working. And dropout rates in Sevier County alone have dropped from 35% down to 6%. Dolly's added annual college scholarship to the mix and launched the Buddy program, where 7th and 8th graders agree to team up with another student. If they both graduate, they each get $500. Dolly also launched the My People Fund in 2016. It raised over $12 million for families who lost their homes in the Sevier County fires that year. The Dollywood Foundation has helped support education all around the world, disaster relief throughout Tennessee, and then fund major medical research for vaccines and for children with cancer at Vanderbilt's Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital. Our Tracy Cornett talked to a former patient there whose future is blooming, and it's all thanks to Dolly's multiple million-dollar donations.
This is a book my mom actually wrote.
When little Lily Hensick was diagnosed with leukemia, Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital became a second home for the whole family.
I'll tell you, my kids, neither one of them had ever even heard of cancer when my daughter was diagnosed. So Lily was 7 at the time, and Sophie was 5. So you're talking about a kindergarten and second grader. They had never heard of the word cancer. The worst they had ever had was strep throat or an ear infection.
Lily endured 2 years of treatment.
She had horrible side effects to the chemo.
When she was 15, her cancer returned.
The second time when she relapsed, relapse leukemia is a lot higher risk. She actually was able to participate in a trial, and I know Dolly has contributed to research of the pediatric cancer program. And that trial, it was really groundbreaking drugs that were created, and she was able to receive that, and it's kind of become the standard of care now. I really believe it saved her life.
I just want to help them.
Today, Lily is 24, cancer-free, and coming full circle. She's becoming a physician assistant, and in February, returns to the very place where she was treated to train in pediatric oncology.
Some of my nurses were just amazing, and I just remember there was one specific nurse who was the only one able to help me convince me to take my medication. And it was truly because she was a past survivor and had gone through it too. I hope I can give them some sort of confidence and just inspire them in their own way and help them through those hard times. I just want to be there for those people in the future.
Lily's experience inspired her family to create Lily's Garden. The foundation has now raised more than $3 million for pediatric cancer research and doctor in training at Monroe Carroll. Mom Larissa Featherstone chairs the hospital's advisory board, where she knows firsthand where donations like Dolly's go.
Knowing that they got the good care, but then also seeing the research that goes with it.
The hospital also features Dolly's Butterfly Garden, where families can find peace during difficult times. But Dolly's impact goes far beyond the physical.
Knowing that you've got the very best care, you've got the best research, and you're kind of combining that. Donors like Dolly with that type of generosity, that makes that all possible.
As Dolly celebrates her 80th birthday, Larissa says her legacy will live on in every child receiving world-class care at Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital.
Thank you, Dolly. Thank you for all you've done for the kids. I know your niece Hannah is also a cancer survivor, just like Lily, and I think you've done her proud. But all of the children and families that have been supported by your generosity, can't thank you enough for it.
For WSMV, I'm Tracy Cornett.
Lily will graduate as a physician's assistant in May. To learn more about Lily's Garden, supporting pediatric cancer research at Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, we posted links in this story in the WSMV4 News app. Also want to note that just last week, Dolly released a new rendition of her song, Light of a Clear Blue Morning. It features Lainey Wilson, Miley Cyrus, Queen Latifah, and Reba McEntire. Dolly says proceeds from the recording and music video will benefit Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. There's no doubt Dolly's musical influence can be felt really through artists in the country music space and beyond into other genres. One Nashville singer told our Dorlin Bukovac how Dolly's impact goes way beyond the stage.
As Dolly Parton celebrates 80, country music artist Morgan Miles says Dolly's legacy isn't just about the hits, it's the heart behind them.
She's just an icon. For me, it's always been the fact that Dolly is just, her heart is who she is as a human being. What an example.
Morgan says Dolly's influence shows up in the way that she sings and the way that she makes people feel.
There's a vulnerability in her voice that's very honest and authentic. You just feel every word she's saying. It's coming from such a real place. That's what country music is. We're here to tell a story, to really connect with hearts and souls, what it's always been built on. And she is like our mother. She's our idol to show and pave the way.
And Morgan says even after decades of fame, Dolly has stayed true to herself.
When you walk and you meet Dolly for the first time, from what I've heard, I've still not met Dolly. I don't know how this is. I'm like, please, I just need to meet her.
Well, hello, come in here.
Everybody has said, like, she makes you feel so seen. Like, hey, girl, how you doing? Like, everybody has this awesome, awesome story that she's just like a normal person. And
Morgan has her own version of Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You.
I would only be in your way.
And she says Dolly's song carries a timeless message that people sometimes miss.
I think people think it's like this romantic love song. It's like, no, this relationship, it's no longer working. There's gonna be a part of my heart that's always gonna be there with you, and I will always love you.
From Jolene to I Will Always Love You. Morgan says Dolly's music is still reaching the world.
Nashville is my whole world. Country music is my whole life. And you're like, people don't even really know about it, but they know Dolly Parton. And it's something to just strive to because it's such a wholesomeness. And I think people really are praying for wholesomeness. People are praying for authenticity.
I'm amazed at how much I've done.
Happy, happy birthday, my queen, Dolly Parton.
For WSMV4, I'm Dorlin Bukovac.
Well, she is the queen, there's no question. Thank you for watching our look at some of Dolly's biggest contributions to the state of Tennessee, as well as our country and the world. Before we go, here's some messages from some of Dolly's colleagues, friends in the industry, and artists inspired by her work.
Hi, Dolly. I want to wish you a wonderful birthday. Love you.
Hi, Dolly.
This is Nancy Jones, George Jones's wife. I want to wish you a happy birthday. And remember, 80 is not old. You're still young.
Happy 80th birthday, Dolly, my dear friend. You are ageless and a gift to all of us, and I love you.
Happy 80.
80 has never looked so good, Miss Dolly Parton. I love you. We love you. Thank you so much for being such an inspiration to so many of us songwriters and artists and entertainers. Thank you for paving the way and showing us how to do it right.
Dolly, Josh Turner here. I was born and raised in the South, so I've been taught to not talk about a woman's age or say a woman's age, and all this fake news going around about you being 80 and being an octogenarian and all this crap. I don't believe it one bit, but you still look beautiful no matter how old you are, and we all love you, and I wish you a very happy birthday, and I hope it's a great one.
Dolly, I hope you have the happiest of birthdays. I want to thank you for encouraging us and inspiring us to keep love in our hearts and to constantly work to put wings on our dreams. You are the greatest, and I will always love you.
You know, Dolly, if you were here, there's nothing more than I'd rather do to reach out and give you a big hug and a kiss and thank you for everything that you've done for our town and our campus here. All of us at Dollywood Parks and Resorts wish you the very best day, not only on January the 19th, but every day thereafter. We love you very much.
Happy birthday, Dolly. Happy 80th. What an icon. I am so honored that I get to open for you in Las Vegas. And I can't think of an individual in entertainment who has made a bigger footprint than you. As a songwriter, as a musician, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, a philanthropist. You've done it all, and you've inspired us and showed us that you can do it all. Dolly for president. Love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to an iconic, trailblazing, door-opening, inspiring, mind-boggling queen of country music, Dolly Parton. You are a trailblazer. You have inspired generations of female singer-songwriters, including myself. You were the gateway drug to country music for a little black girl from St. Louis, Missouri, and I am eternally grateful that I live on the same timeline as you. So from me, Reese Palmer, to you, Dolly Parton, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dolly. We adore you.
Happy birthday, Dolly Parton. You are an international treasure. We are so grateful that you were born. I hope that this is an incredible year for you, that you feel so much love on your special day. Thank you so much for being who you are. We love you.
Happy birthday, Dolly. I hope this year brings you so much joy in everything that you're believing for. Thank you for being such an inspiration to the world. Thank you for your heart, your kindness, your goodness, your lyricism, your songs, everything that you are. Thank you so much. And I hope that this year is everything you're wanting it to be and more.
Hey, Dolly. It's T. Graham Brown. You know, a little birdie told me it's your birthday. I love you. Love all your songs. And the times we've worked together, magic, baby, magic. So you know what I got for you? It's my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Hi, Dolly. T.G. Shepherd here. Wanted to take a minute and add my name to the long list of the thousands of people that I know are reaching out and celebrating you on this very special happy birthday. I have stood in the rears and watched you and admired you and respected you for the things that you've done for so many, for so long. Never forget the fires in East Tennessee when you stepped up to the plate and just saved so many people's livelihoods. But today is all about you. It's your very special day. I treasure you as a friend. So how do you say happy birthday to a national treasure? I guess just like this. Happy birthday, Dolly. Love you.
Hi, Dolly. This is Doug Ray of the Marshall Tucker Band. Just wanted to say happy birthday.
Hi, Dolly. It's Howard and David here. We know the whole world loves you.
but nobody loves you as much as we do. Happy birthday, honey.
Hello, Miss Dolly Parton. It's Mackenzie Phipps here from season 28 of The Voice, and I just wanted to hop on here and wish you a very big happy 80th birthday. I know deep down you're always going to be 21 at heart, so never forget that. But thank you so much for being an incredible icon for all of us women out there in not only country music, but just the music scene in itself. You are an incredible singer, musician, songwriter, and not only that, but an incredible person. And I look up to you each and every day, and you inspire me to be a better performer and person every day that I'm out there living my life and on the stage. Happy birthday again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Hi, Dolly. I'm Grace Humphreys, and I'm an up-and-coming country artist. I just want to say a very happy birthday and a huge thank you for the music you've given us and for being an inspiration for women like me.
Today is one of my favorite artists' birthdays. I grew up listening to her nonstop, and I'm always so inspired by everything that she does. So I just want to say a huge happy birthday, Dolly Parton.
We want to wish a very, very happy birthday to probably the most beautiful, talented singer-songwriter that has ever graced the stage, Miss Dolly Parton.
Yes, ma'am. I've never got to meet you. It's always been a dream of mine to meet you. But I hope you had the happiest birthday that you've ever had.
You are truly a legend, and I can't believe you're turning 80 years old. I believe that's got to be wrong. It's got to be 25 years old. We love you, Dolly Parton. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dolly. God bless you, and pray many more to come.
WSMV4 News at 3 starts now with this breaking news alert.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly, Rebecca Parton Dean.
Breaking news right now at 3 o'clock. Country music legend Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80. You just heard from her nephew who made that announcement on social media just about 2 hours ago.
This news has no doubt been shocking and heartbreaking for so many people all around the world, especially for her fans here in Tennessee. Our Tracy Cornett joins us live from the Country Music Hall of Fame. Tracy, we know tributes are already pouring in too. I can see these flowers behind you as well. People are just devastated.
Everybody, the second they've heard, they've reacted in some way. Some have come down here. So many are sharing across the networks that they have at home. So many people sharing their love for Dolly Parton today outside the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum and in your living room. She is known for her authenticity while inspiring musicians for decades now. Here are just some of the highlights of her storied career. Born in 1946, she's known as Tennessee's favorite daughter.
She had to work terribly hard to get where she is.
Dolly Parton's success etched into the Music City Chronicles, like the first time she took the stage at the Ryman Auditorium.
Dolly's had a long tie with our building, to say the least. She actually first appeared on our stage here in 1959. She was 13 years old, and that was her debut. Her uncle backed her up, and she covered a George Jones song on a Saturday Night Opry here.
In my coat of many colors. She would go on to spin hit after hit with chart-topping songs like 9 to 5, Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You. With that song becoming a top hit for R&B legend Whitney Houston, her family telling WSMV last summer that song had a lasting impact on the late singer.
Dolly Parton knew exactly what she was doing. It's a great song. Whitney felt the song, and we're so grateful to Dolly, still with the connection that she still has with, you know, the Houstons.
We asked the Queen of Country Music how her music transcended genres.
Well, I think every songwriter wants to believe that they can write, you know, for the whole wide world and write about people in any situation. So the fact that I'm a songwriter makes me think I can do that. And then being here tonight, hearing my songs done like this, makes me believe it too.
Showing why her artistry through music, literature, and philanthropy is inspiring even the smallest of people, like Hallie, who went viral on social media after expressing her love for Dolly.
Because she gave me books.
She gives you books?
Yeah.
A woman who took her love beyond the stage while staying true to her roots. Dolly Parton, goodness incarnate. So many people would agree with me. Joining me now, Diana Rocco. You've been speaking to fans here at Country Music Hall of Fame. So much love for that woman.
And such an array of emotion right now. I think we were all taken by surprise by this news today. But fans are remembering her not only as the queen of country, but as an icon with international reach. She was a champion for women and an innovator, but also someone who was very deeply private about her private life. Her picture hangs above the Country Music Hall of Fame, and talking to people here today, the feelings are shock and sadness, but also celebration of a life that was well lived. Fans began placing flowers on Dolly's star as soon as they heard early this afternoon inside the Hall of Fame in the Rotunda, where Dolly had a plaque since 1999. Fans are signing a memorial book, and the mood is very somber. She is referred to as the Queen of Country, but she was the most honored female country performer in history, with 11 Grammys, 3 Emmys, as well as nominations for 2 Academy Awards, including a humanitarian honorary Oscar win in 2025, 6 Golden Globes, the list goes on. A Country Music Hall of Fame member, and inside her exhibit, there is an exhibit to her.
She's an absolute legend. She brings strength to so many women around the world. Her career has been prolific. She means a lot to me and so many of my friends. As an idol, she brings strength, you know, and she just had such a big heart. She was a true human being.
Strong emotion out here today, and I think it's the very beginning of what we're going to see over the next couple of days. In about an hour from now, Tracy, they will be laying a wreath at Dolly's star here, the first of many tributes in the next days, weeks, if not months to come.
I know. I would be surprised if it's not years and even decades. Diana Rocco, thank you so very much. And you see a lot of folks here gathering behind us. One of Nashville's notable spots where Dolly has a piece of history. It's pretty much everywhere you look, but most recently in the Graduate Hotel in Midtown, right across from Vanderbilt University. And our Sarah Allen is there. She went there right after the news broke of Dolly's death. Sarah, obviously this hotel's theme is what attracts a lot of people who choose to stay there.
Tracy, yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, this hotel really gives a nod to the Queen of Country Music in every corner, all the way down to the room key cards that have her picture and her name a part of it as well. And of course, up on White Limousine is the iconic Dolly statue. We actually had someone send us this video from upstairs that you're going to see on your screen here, as we were still waiting for approval from management to be live up there. But you can see those tributes already showing up in the places that honor her. I actually met a mother and a daughter traveling all the way from Ireland in the lobby of the Graduate right after the news came out, and they say Dolly was why they were here in the first place.
Been a fan of Dolly Parton's all my life. My older sisters were really big Dolly fans, and I have 10 sisters, and we were all very, very big Dolly fans. So we were never going home until we came here and stayed in this hotel. I've just loved her music. I love the way she shows up and the way she showed up for other people.
And here at the Graduate, we've just seen more and more people continue to come through these doors, and they tell us they're here to celebrate the life of Dolly Parton, and I believe the mark that she's truly left on all of us here in Music City. And similar to here at the Graduate, I'm sure across Nashville tonight, we're going to be hearing a lot of Dolly Parton hit songs really just echoing through the streets here in Music City. Tracy?
All right, Sarah Allen, thank you so much. We want to go now to Stacey Cameron. I know, Stacey, you spoke with the WSMV former entertainment reporter. I know I worked with him for a long time. He covered Dolly for decades, literally decades. Stacey, what did he have to say?
Well, that's right. So many longtime Nashvillians and WSMV4 viewers know Dolly's long history and connection with our station. And one person who got to know Dolly really well here at Channel 4 over the years was WSMV4 entertainment reporter Jimmy Carter. So I spoke about Dolly's legacy in Nashville and Tennessee with Jimmy, and he said the only other person who even comes close to Dolly was Elvis. But unlike the king of rock and roll, Dolly wasn't shy, Jimmy said. She was larger than life, and people just felt like they knew her through her decades-long music career, her acting, and maybe more importantly, her work with the Imagination Library and, of course, Dollywood. And in many ways, Jimmy said Dolly was Tennessee. And that's why her loss, he said, will be felt not just here in Tennessee, but across the country, because few people in our country's history, outside of maybe a loved president, mean so much more than her. And as you'll hear now from Jimmy, like many of us, hearing the news that Dolly passed away, it felt like a personal loss.
If you could sum it up easily, what would you say Tennessee has lost today?
I have never cried over celebrity death, and I've covered a lot of them, including announcing the death of Elvis Presley. But this one has got to me. And I think the shock is going to get to a lot of people. It's going to be really hard on the people that work for her. And she's got dozens and dozens and dozens of people that work for her in Nashville, in East Tennessee, at Dollywood. You know, the people that are building the hotel downtown and the museum. I just think there's going to be a loss that they can't calculate right now. And I just can't imagine a world without Dolly Parton. But Dolly Parton has left such a big imprint on everybody. We'll never.
Life is but a dream. Mom?
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
Definitely not slowing down anytime soon. The city now has some barricades in. They are expecting a pretty large crowd out here tonight.
I was going to ask how long until the reinforcements come to kind of make sure everybody stays safe and organized, because you are pretty close to the road there. Casey, have you heard from anyone that's like, gosh, we're just traveling here today and had no idea that this was going to happen, and now we find our travels taking kind of this different turn than what they anticipated?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Amanda. I just caught the tail end of that, but I think you're talking about how we weren't expecting this here today in Sevier County. In fact, you know, we were planning for different events that Dolly may be at this week, based off of different interviews that she has done recently. And you know, when we saw her at Dollywood in March, she did, you know, she did seem like she had some declining health, but she was in good spirits and she was still walking around and all that. So I think a lot of people are very shocked to hear this tragic news.
Yeah, and Casey, it's touching just to see the people that are standing there. Obviously people that came to bring flowers, but like the woman you just interviewed who said, I got up, I said, I have to go. Like, where, I don't know yet. We'll add the Stampede and Pirates Voyage adding, they're putting up memorials as well. But just the amount of people that have come just to be around other people, which obviously is so important during a time of loss, but just to also celebrate Dolly and who she was and what she means, especially to that town right there in that county, Sevierville, and Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and everywhere in between. Just the impact she's had. People up on the railings. I mean, it's quite the scene there, Casey.
Yeah, I even talked to one guy who's been here since we got here a couple hours ago, and he said, you know, he just doesn't want to go home right now. He doesn't want to be alone right now because this is such a huge loss for so many people. And I know he's not alone in that feeling, just based off of what we've seen from people out here. And we just know the kind of impact that she had on people all over the world.
I mean, you talk about people wanting to be together in this moment and kind of, you know, share stories and reminisce and not be alone. The Opry has a show tonight in Nashville, and it's part of their Opry 100 line, and they've got this whole list of performances that are slated to go on tonight. Clay Walker, Anna Graves, Will Mosley, Rhonda Vincent, and then some additional guests are going to be announced. And the Opry is now saying that they have no idea who's even going to show up tonight to perform, but that there could be quite a few extras who end up being there tonight. Our sister station in Nashville is, of course, going to be covering that. We're getting credentialed so that we can make sure to be there. But you can only imagine what that event could potentially turn into.
Yeah, let me, guys,
go ahead,
I'm talking to a younger person right here who just wanted to come up to me. What is your name?
Chandler.
And Chandler, I saw you dropping off some flowers for Dolly. What did she mean to you?
She meant a lot to me.
Why did you want to come out here today?
Because I miss Dolly Parton.
Do you like her music?
Yes.
How old are you?
11.
Okay, and so you love Dolly Parton. You came out here. What are you seeing out here today, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling good. Well, thank you so much for paying tribute to Dolly.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. So as you can see, guys, people of all ages just feeling connected to Dolly Parton out here in Sevierville. You were mentioning who's going to show up to the Opry tonight. That is definitely going to be a big question. And then, of course, who's going to show up here tonight? We've had people saying they want to know where to go. Do they go to Dollywood? Where do they go? So we've got several people at different spots here in the county as a lot of people are showing up here to her statue tonight.
Casey, I do want to bring this up again. If you'll tell your story again that you told us, I don't know, 2:15, right after we heard the news when you were driving up there, about the Imagination Library. Amanda with kids as well going through it, but just what that was like, you having your twins and getting those books from Dolly Parton, almost like, well, this is all crazy, but Dolly's got my back.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, and Amanda can attest to this, is that when you're in the hospital, one of the first things they sign you up for is the Imagination Library. And one of the really cool things is that the books come once a month with your child's name on it, and so they know that it came from Dolly. My twins aren't old enough yet to know that the books are coming from Dolly, but they have been some of their favorite books. And I know, Amanda, you had said as your kids get older, have gotten older, they know that that book is coming from Dolly, and it just is added to their collection, which is so special.
And at first, Casey, I was thinking, gosh, they're going to let me go home from the hospital. I have no manual to take care of this child, but they made sure I was set up with these books. And then what I've realized over the years is it's become an instrumental manual for creating space with your children every night to read and sharing those moments.
Absolutely.
And it's such an important part of the parenthood journey. And you're right, your twins aren't old enough right now to realize who's sending those books, but there's going to be a point in time where they race down to the mailbox because they want to see if Dolly Parton has sent their book yet, and then they want to race back to the house and read the book, or even later down the line they'll say, where's that book from Dolly Parton? You know, the one about the coat with many colors? Where's that book? Let's read that. And it's just a special thing when you can trace back that incredible moment with your child to Dolly Parton.
Absolutely, and you have that forever, and you have those memories of reading those books forever. It's really special.
All right, Casey, we're going to get back to you in just a bit. I know a lot going on there. Like you said, blocking off the roads and everything in between. Did they say anything? I mean, what would you recommend to people who are headed down there, Casey, or want to?
They are wanting to accommodate anyone who comes down here. So when I say they're blocking off, they're blocking off certain areas just to make it easier for a better flow of people to come through. So they are not by any means prohibiting anyone from coming down here. They're welcoming it. I think they knew that this would happen, that the statue is down here. So all of the parking lots in this area have been pretty full, but they are making it very accommodating for people to come and pay their tributes to Dolly.
I think it's going to be important that we continue to check in with you as much as possible, Casey, because I imagine this situation is going to evolve considerably as the hours go on and more people learn of the passing of Dolly Parton. And there may, in fact, be some direction from county leaders about, hey, why don't you go here or not here, or don't park here, or we've closed this road off. So we need to definitely stay in constant communication with you as that situation evolves, because I can imagine this is going to change pretty dramatically as we go into the evening here.
Oh, absolutely. I actually talked to the director of tourism here in Sevier County, and she said she's going to be out here for, she doesn't know how long, but she made the comment that Dolly is tourism in Sevier County. So, I mean, we know how big of an impact she's had, not only on the county, but everyone 100%. In the world, really.
All right, Casey, thank you very much. We'll talk to you shortly. A lot of people out there who I know you're going to be talking to. And I do, speaking of Sevier County, Gatlinburg, the city of Gatlinburg with a statement just saying her impact on Sevier County cannot be measured by economic investment alone. Her legacy found in the opportunities she created for what they say my people and the families she helped rebuild their lives after the Chimney Tops 2 wildfires, and the children who discovered a love of reading through Imagination Library, and the generations of children who will have access to that world-class health at Dolly Parton Children's.
And Pigeon Forge is now sharing a statement as well. So David Ware, city manager there on Pigeon Forge, says today Pigeon Forge has lost more than an icon. Dolly loved these mountains. She loved this community. And she never forgot where she came from. Her generosity, her spirit, and her belief in the people of East Tennessee have made an immeasurable difference. We are grateful for everything she gave to Pigeon Forge and to the world.
And just to kind of reset this day, you know, we do a statewide newscast at 2 o'clock on our digital streams that Amanda and I were about to come out here to do. And one of the things we were going to cover was Dolly's health update, that she had talked to People magazine earlier this week, and everything that goes into that. And she said, you know, I was doing okay, and I okay by Dolly's standards, you know, and how kind of she gives the updates, and obviously kind of secretive about that she has been all her life, keeping things close to her family. But it was supposed to be just a general update of like, hey, Dolly said this, and Dolly said she's all right, but she's going to get through it. And so Dolly says it. It is what Dolly says is going to happen.
It didn't feel like this is where we were going to be today.
Right.
It didn't feel that we should be worried. But I think she was good about that, trying to eliminate as much worry or concern or fear when it came to her and her health. Well, Dolly Parton received several honors over the years. Several is kind of an understatement. In 2019, she was named the Music Care Person of the Year, presented by the Grammys.
Yeah, she was the first country artist to be honored there, and we were there. Take a look.
We're on the red carpet for the Music Care's Person of the Year, honoring Dolly Parton. The hometown girl was in LA for the Grammys, and this is part of the celebration for the entire weekend.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make live.
The stars came out to honor Dolly, singing her classic hits.
I truly am honored to be the Music Care Person of the Year and the first country artist to be honored.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Pink performed Jolene, Katy Perry and Casey Musgraves with Here You Come Again, and Dolly thanked them as only she can.
Watching them is sort of like watching porn. You're not personally involved, but you still get off on it. So I really got off on this show.
No one can light up the night like you.
Well, it's an honor. You know, the first thing she did when she walked in, she said, "Thank you." And all you can go is, are you kidding me? I mean,
We're saying thank you.
Yeah.
That's why we're here tonight. You know, thank you for the music. Thank you for the inspiration.
And will always love you.
I truly can feel the love in this house tonight. Either that or my telephone's on vibrate. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me.
The night ended with Dolly performing what she said to be her favorite, the story about the coat her mom made out of scraps of rags. The event also a fundraiser, and her trip to Pigeon Forge started a bidding war and sold for more than $100,000. Music Care supports artists who struggle financially or with addiction.
Of course, you know we hillbillies need music care too. We do, because we may not have sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Right, Billy Ray?
So from Dollywood to Hollywood, the stars all came out. Reporting in Los Angeles, Kyle Granger, WVLT News.
All right, let's take a live look in Los Angeles because we're starting to see some activity there as well at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And this is, I think when we took a look a moment ago, there was just maybe one bouquet there. Now we're starting to see more and more being laid on Dolly Parton's star there in LA.
Yeah, it's not just, of course, here in East Tennessee. Across the world, people are sharing their thoughts, their prayers, they're celebrating the life of Dolly Parton and everything.
Just like, what do we need? I asked him. No, I know. One of the reasons though that you're, I'm not surprised. But well, yes, I just gotta say thank you. You're very welcome. I appreciate it.
We have breaking news this morning. The U.S. has captured Venezuela's president.
Your nation, your neighborhood. These are the stories that matter to you, and no one covers them like Local News Live.
Police believe this video could be the key to solving this case.
Every day, all day.
The snow has not let up.
Stream the stories sparking conversations from coast to coast.
Just how cold can we expect it to get?
The ones that hit home for you and your family.
It'll actually pull up all of your data right here.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country who know the streets and the people.
This train derailed here, igniting concerns for everyone.
News as it happens.
You can actually still smell that smoke.
Live and local.
We can tell you it was really quite the scene around you.
The free Local News live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Always streaming, always free.
As a fearful, anxious 12-year-old girl who turned into a beautiful, optimistic, hardworking, talented, creative young woman who's not afraid to advocate for herself. Yeah, I'm just super proud of you. I don't have no doubt in my mind about the next version of yourself that you're going to be. I see a beautiful soul, a hardworking mom, and someone that loves her kids and would do anything for her kids. And I just love you, Sarah. I love you too.
Your nation, your neighborhood.
Well, thanks for tuning in to LNL. I'm Ryan Henson.
And I'm Camila Rueda.
Local News Live is everywhere.
The FBI continues to search for answers after an alleged terror attack.
Straight from local reporters and meteorologists with what it means for your safety.
Do you have any idea how long this shortage is going to last?
Know what's now and what's coming your way.
Residents are being urged to be prepared to evacuate.
Local News Live, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Always streaming, always free. Your nation, your neighborhood.
Well, thanks for tuning in to LNL. I'm Ryan Henson.
And I'm Camila Rueda.
Local News Live is everywhere.
The FBI continues to search for answers.
Straight from local reporters and meteorologists across the country. Local News Live, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Always streaming, always free.
We have breaking news this morning. The U.S. has captured Venezuela's president.
Your nation, your neighborhood. These are the stories that matter to you, and no one covers them like Local News Live.
Police believe this video could be the key to solving this case.
Every day, all day.
The snow has not let up.
Stream the stories sparking conversations from coast to coast.
Just how cold can we expect it to get?
The ones that hit home for you and your family.
It'll actually pull up all of your data right here.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country who know the streets and the people.
This train derailed here, igniting concerns for everyone.
News as it happens.
You can actually still smell that smoke.
Live and local.
We can tell you it was really quite the scene around you.
The free Local News live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Always streaming, always free.
I see a fearful, anxious 12-year-old girl who turned into a beautiful, optimistic, hardworking, talented, creative young woman who's not afraid to advocate for herself. Yeah, I'm just super proud of you. I don't have no doubt in my mind about the next version of yourself that you're gonna be. I see a beautiful soul, a hardworking mom, and someone that loves her kids and would do anything for her kids. And